So you moving out that small town and you moving to LA. Well done. What's going on, everybody? It's the young gunner DJ G-Wiz with another video. This one specifically, I'm going to go in talking about my experiences with moving to LA, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. This video is just going to kind of help you put a plan together. That's the number one thing when you move into LA. First off, I want to say congratulations. You might have that dog in you. LA is a beast. I just want to talk about my experience specifically, just to help you navigate, because LA is it's gonna completely change you. Hopefully for the better. Not everyone makes it out. When you get to LA, you'll understand. There is a lot of homelessness. A lot of people, got caught up. Maybe, like I said, I really don't want to talk about that or put that negativity on here, but people get caught up in their vices, and they get caught up. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that. First thing, number one thing you need is the why. Why are you doing this? Because every time something negative happens in LA, when you move there, you're going to need to come back to this why. Why are you doing this? Who are you trying to prove this to? What are you trying to show everyone else? Why are you doing this? For me, it was trauma related. Good things come from trauma. I hate to say it, but you lose a family member, you get sick with a major illness. I don't know, something terrible happens to you, maybe like a breakup. It just clicks on, and all of a sudden you become this larger than life figure, because now you have this motivation. So for me, in 2016, I lost my big cousin. It was sudden. I was talking to him the Saturday before, like the day before he passed, and he was in good spirits. And it was just a regular conversation. It was a regular conversation I had with my big cuz. Next morning, just like that, he was gone. So that kind of showed me, life ain't promised. You could be here today, gone tomorrow, like literally within maybe like 12 hours after our conversation. And so that made me kick things into overdrive. It made me want more out of life. It made me, I don't know, it just removed something from my mindset. I don't know. I felt maybe I was stuck, but after his passing, it was just like in my mind, it's like, I don't really even care what happens. I just want to go because it's in me. So going back to my point, you need a why. Why are you doing this? Are you doing this for yourself? Are you doing this for other people? Because this why is going to help you stay grounded. And a lot of this, like I said, was for my big cousin, because we've had conversations about me pursuing music in the industry. And I just kind of wanted to prove to my cousin and myself, my family, my friends, that I could take my music to the next level, So rest in peace, big cuz, you're celebrated. Love you always. I'm little cuz is going to put on for you always. Next point, take as many trips as you can. You need to find your tribe. For me, I was fortunate enough to have some people around. I talked to my dad. My dad had a coworker. Her son was doing the exact same thing, but he was already in LA. So when I flew out to LA to kind of check it out, I met up with him, and he took me around the city. and he made me feel like I was at home. So try and find your tribe. Go there as much as you can. You need to find a job. For you guys that are working, if you're not working, you're a full-time musician, go for it, bro. It's gonna be tough. You might have to do the homeless thing, but find a job. For me, I like doing music knowing all my bills are paid. So find a job, find 2 jobs, find 3 jobs, find jobs while you're out there visiting. Also, find a roommate. A roommate will help you cut costs and save money. If you can't get a roommate, find a room share or get cheap housing. When you first move to LA, you're going to need to save and bank as much money as possible because you're going to be short on resources. So just bagging all the way up, you need to look for resources. So find your tribe. When I say find your tribe, find your friends, maybe that are producers or songwriters or artists. Find a barber, find a stylist, find a church, find your tribe. Whatever you do in your hometown, you need to find those same people or those same types of people in LA. You're on a hunt for resources. You're trying to be as comfortable as possible because when you move to LA, all this, comfort stuff is out the window. Nobody knows you. Nobody cares about you. Nobody, no, it's going to be nobody to support you. That's something I had to learn the hard way. I was just so used to texting my barber like, "Hey, are you free at 3:30 or 4 o'clock?" And he would squeeze me in every time. When I moved to LA, no, never. It never worked out like that. So I lost a lot of those relationships that made every single thing so difficult. You guys are probably used to having your own way in your own small town. Everybody knows you. Everybody caters to you. All that's going to be removed when you move to LA. Okay, next point. Try to save as much money as you can. Don't fall into the cycle, where people say, "Oh, I'm moving to LA," and they take 6 months or a year to save. Put it on a 90 to about 100, let's say 180-day cycle to save, because the longer you draw it out, you give yourself more time to talk yourself out of that situation. So put together a plan. 90 to 180 days of saving. So that extra coffee that you would normally get from Starbucks, shut it down. Don't do it. Take that $4 or $5 and put it on your trip costs. Sell what you got. Stuff that you're not using, stuff that you haven't used in a while, you're losing interest on. Go ahead and sell that. Use that money for your moving costs when you move to LA. Situation that I had when I first moved to Orange County or LA, I had a Ford Expedition. It was great. It worked. It worked well, living in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, because we get a lot of snow. We get a lot of bad weather. So it's always good to have an SUV. But when I moved to LA, rent, gas, all that stuff was so expensive. So I wish I would have just sold the Expedition before. That way I could have had more money in my possession, and I wouldn't be stuck with $5 or $6, $7 gas, because I lived out there during COVID. During COVID, gas was over six or $7 in some spots. So if you do the math, it was over $150, $160, $170 a tank. So I really wish I would have sold that Expedition, because I had maybe $150 gas payment per week, and I was still paying on a car, and I was paying insurance. and it had issues. Eventually, I had transmission issues, and I eventually had to get rid of it. So really think about the vehicle you're taking. See if you can eliminate that and maybe turn that into cash. Also, with me saying that, when you're saving that 90 to 180 days before your trip to LA or you're moving to LA, you want to eliminate debt. I struggle with that as well. I carried a lot of debt to LA, and between the high cost of living and just the money flow was slow when I first moved to LA. I had all this debt that I carried from here all the way to LA, and so it made bills impossible to pay because I'm paying old bills and new bills. So eliminate as much debt as you can. You don't have to be 100% debt free. That would be great. But keep in mind, you want to move at a certain pace so you actually get to LA, if that makes sense to you. All that being said, have a plan, stick to it. 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. That could be your plan. Always go back to the plan. My next point, do not bring your significant other out to LA until you have your footing together. Please don't do it. Your ex doesn't need to see you struggle like that. For me personally, my ex, she saw me struggle with a lot because I didn't have it all together. You know what I mean? I remember in my apartment, or most of the apartments in LA and Orange County, they don't give you a refrigerator. So I remember searching Craigslist all over LA looking for a refrigerator. Found a refrigerator, drove all the way somewhere in LA, got it off Craigslist, threw it in the back of my Expedition, drove all the way back to Orange County, put it in the apartment. Dude, your girl doesn't need to see you struggle like that. My cards were getting declined, eviction notices, all that kind of stuff. My girl should have never seen. So I would say hold off on bringing your significant other. If she's going to move in or she's coming with you, go there for the first 3 to 6 months. Get your footing together, because this will ruin your relationship. You think she got attracted to being around someone who was failing? You think that brought the attraction level up? You think that made her want to continue to pour into me when it was just me and her? Her family is going through things and she's all the way on the West Coast with me. You think that attraction level will still be there? No. So do yourself a favor. Buy yourself some time. Get your footing together before you bring your significant other there. Next point. This one's good. Handle all your DMV stuff the first week you get there. I didn't do that. So guess what? I was driving on bad tags for a long time, praying to God I didn't crash or anything didn't happen, because the insurance, it wasn't registered. So my registration fell through. I was on bad tags. I had a Virginia license. Do yourself a favor. Use that money that you're saving that very first week you get to LA. Go ahead and take care of your DMV stuff. Believe me, the DMV in LA is something you have never seen. You never want to experience that ever, ever, ever. I mean, you got to book an appointment. If you think you're just going to go into that DMV and get service within 2 or 3 hours, good luck. You got it's going to be a long day for you if you're really tripping. Wait till you get there. Next point. Keep your head down and trust the process. It's going to suck. Your phone is going to stop ringing. People are going to stop reaching out to you. It's going to feel like you're in a whole nother world because you're in a whole different time zone. I remember when my parents and my family, they would call me like Saturday morning, like super early. They would be up. It would be like 7 on the East Coast time. And they would call me and I would like panic because in LA, that's like 4 a.m. So I'm thinking the absolute worst. So I would grab the phone like, what's up? Hey, mom, what's going on? They're like, oh, nothing. We were just thinking about you. I'm like, oh. So LA is just different. So continue to trust the process. Do the work. If you're a producer, keep making beats. If you're a songwriter, keep writing songs. If you're an artist, keep writing material. Keep making music because it feels like you're in a whole different, like in a whole different element. Like it's like nobody cares about you. It's like it's almost like you're in the desert alone where you're used to getting so much attention and it's just all nothing. Even when you go outside, when you go to these sessions and you meet people and you do the whole LA thing, nobody cares about you. Everybody makes music. Everybody makes beats. Everybody can sing. Everybody can dance. Everybody is just as talented as you, if not way more talented than you. So you're literally just a number. Don't take it personal. Just play the long game. The long game is sticking to your plan and sticking to the script. It's gonna take you, and I kid you not, it's probably gonna take you 3 to 5 years to find your footing and get completely comfortable with the LA music scene. Meaning people know you, you know them, you know where things happen. You can kind of move yourself in those circles, but give yourself some time, but continue to tighten up on your plan. And for me, I just couldn't take it. To be honest, I did about almost 5 years. I had an opportunity to come back, um, better situation, and I came back, and I have no regrets about that at all. Um, we'll talk about regrets in a second because that's a big one I wanted to talk about. But just continue to give it time because, like I said, in LA, everybody's talented. Everybody has the look. Everybody has the work ethic. Everybody has a similar background. A lot of people in LA all migrated to LA from small towns where they were, the best of the best in their small town or even in their big city. But the competition is everywhere. You know what I mean? Let me turn this down. Next point, have a farewell gathering. I'm really glad I did this low key. I wish I would have opened it up to other people as well. But your hometown is not going to be the exact same way as it was when you left it. Things are going to change. So it's important to be around your elders, get that time in with your loved ones because while you're out chasing, the LA thing and, doing your thing, people's lives are going to continue to move. We did lose some family when we were out in LA, and it just hurts you because it's like you feel like you should have been home. You know what I mean? But what can you do? You got to live your life and you got to pursue your dreams. So it's definitely important to get your family time in and have like one big last get together before you move to LA because unfortunately things are going to be different when you come back home, like for Christmas or the holidays or whatever. And my last point, regrets. It's important that you take this opportunity If you landed on this video and this video has inspired you, or you've already been thinking about moving to LA or even Atlanta or other places to pursue your passion, it's important to just go for it. You don't want to live with regret. I mean, there's some regret that I live with each and every day. For an example, when I was in high school, I played football. My mom and dad, they never let me play football. So when I got to high school, they let me play football. But I wasn't 100% focused on football. I was in the marching band and also playing football at the same time. It's crazy, right? So at halftime, I would be in my football uniform with the marching band doing the whole halftime routine. So I remember my coach pulled me to the side and was like, "Hey, George, you're good, man, but we need you focused. We need you dedicated. So it's either going to be football or band." And I just couldn't wrap my head around why the coach was making me choose. And now at my, I'm in my 30s, I understand it now, because he couldn't put me on the field because I wasn't 100% dedicated to football. While they were having practice, or we were in the weight room, on the football team, the marching band, we were having fittings. Like, we would have fittings for, our engagements, I guess, down the weekend. So I was missing a lot of time. So I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And, till this day, I still have dreams of me putting on my football gear, my uniform, my helmet, sitting on the sidelines, but never getting in. Never. And it eats me up, because I had an opportunity to grow mentally and to actually play a sport that I loved, but I didn't actually pursue it. I didn't give it my all, my 100% best effort. So in my mind, what I should have did was I should have just quit band, because I was already doing music in church. So I was already in the music scene anyways. I should have put 100% of my effort and talents into football, so I know where I stood. But I never even gave myself a chance. So long story short, you guys, you got to give it your all. I mean, don't live with regrets. The window of opportunity is probably this big. You might have kids. You could be dealing with an illness, whatever it may be, but your life can change just like that. So while you have this opportunity to move, think about it real hard and go for it, because it's life changing, for good, for worse. It's changed me as a person. I'm a I'm a dog now. You know what I mean? I'm a dog. It was just certain things that I didn't know I had in me. And Orange County, LA, California, that brought it all out of me, because life was spanking you, boy. Like like no Diddy, but LA was rough on me. Like, money wasn't there. I was working 3 jobs at one point. I'm still trying to do the whole studio thing. Um, it was hard on your boy, but I got through it, and it made me the man I am today. And I would do it all again. There's a lot of tears, a lot of frustration, but I would do it all again, 100% of the way. So you guys be good. I hope this video helps. I might have to do a part 2. We might need to dive into some more, some music stuff. But this right here is just to give you a little motivation, because you got it in you. You just got to bring it out. You got to live. You got to push yourself, because you don't want to live with regrets. But appreciate you guys as always. Like the video, subscribe, put something in that offering plate on the Cash App. Saw love. Once again, it's DJ G-Wiz, the Young Gunner. Y'all take care.